Today we are joined by Dr Bismark Tyobeka, Principal and Vice Chancellor of the Noordwes-Universiteit. Dr Tyobeka, you've been in this position for 2 months now. What are your general impressions of the Noordwes-Universiteit?
Thank you very much for having me, and good morning to you all. It's been here an interesting almost 2 months, not 2 months yet, but almost 2 months. And it's been 2 months of consultations, sitting down with stakeholders, starting with members of the University Management Committee and mixing them with the deans. And now I've even extended this to other members of this SMC who are not necessarily, senior academics, but in management positions, just to get a window into the affairs of their portfolios, to understand what is it that their portfolios are busy with, what are the current exciting projects that are coming, what are the current challenges and difficulties, what is the financial health per portfolio, and to look at other critical issues such as the employment equity profiles per portfolio, and also looking, of course, into the vacancy rate per portfolio and the financial health of the portfolio. So it's been an interesting one. It allows you to learn about the business of the university in a very fast and condensed way. So I have learned a lot from the deans. I have learned a lot from the UMC itself. And I believe that my impression is that the university is like a volcano that is waiting to erupt. How is that? It is so infused with a lot of potential energy that just needs a little bit of small changes to allow it to erupt and unleash itself. So we are sitting on top of a positive volcano that we need to just tweak a little bit and allow it to erupt, and then we harness the heat that comes from a volcano. You remember when a volcano erupts, other than other things that it does by damaging the nearby habitats, it can also be harnessed because a lot of heat is emitted from the volcanoes, and you can make other things with it.
Well, you are the energy expert. Have you been enjoying the job so far?
I think I have. It's been something a very good change. Must say it is definitely more complex than what I have been doing for the past 8 years. It's a very complex in terms of size, in terms of how we package it, how it is packaged itself, but very interesting. Something to always look forward to in the morning, because you meet a new challenge, a new possibility, a new venture in the horizon.
And what have made you feel the most welcome here?
I would say by and far is my colleagues in the UMC. I think they have been very supportive. Wherever I need help, they are quick to offer it. Wherever I need information, they are quick to avail the information. And I think we have just gotten on like a house on fire. So really, I think they have made me feel very welcome. My office also, Mr. Tom, and the team in the office have also made sure that I feel welcome. And in anything that I seem to have information gaps about, they are quick to brief me to ensure that I get the history behind anything before I even get to engage myself in it.
Okay. I think this builds on that. How do you find the overall working environment?
I find the working environment here to be that of a close-knit family. Seems to me, even though I'm still to go and explore further about how we relate, but I see people that are very close-knit as a family and care about each other as a family, and do things together as a family, and looking after each other, which I find quite good. Now, when people, if my impressions are correct, if that is the case, then people like that will never let each other fail. They always carry each other through. You know, the Americans always have this mantra when they go to war: leave no man behind. In other words, even if you see someone wounded, don't leave him there. Bring them along. So I think this kind of environment I see here, if my impressions are true, I think it's the right environment for that kind of thing. We leave no one behind. Our success is your success. Your failure is our failure. Therefore, we need to carry you through and, see to it that we all win at the end. And
Like
we
a
all
unit.
succeed. Yeah, exactly, as a unit.
Tell us a bit more. What are you looking forward to the most in the coming months?
Well, I am going to continue with these consultations, because ultimately what must come from these consultations is my broader view of what the issues are within the organization. And once understood what my proposals would be to resolve the issues. Now, that proposal then would inform what we call the strategy review. So I will continue to complete my rounds of consultations with some of the remaining SMC members, after which we will sit down with Mr. Tom and the Chief Strategy Officer who will join us on the 1st of September and consolidate all our findings from these stakeholder consultations, which would then help us lift out the issues that would inform progress that we should program into a new strategy and take to council for approval. For example, there are issues that have already brought themselves up across the board. I've spoken to the deans, I've spoken to the DVCs, and a common theme has emerged. And this theme is simply, if we don't hurry to fix our remuneration practices, we're going to continue to lose good people. Now, to me, that is an urgent matter that needs to be attended to. Now, I do not need to spend 5 more months on this, because it is a very, very clear theme that has come up across the board. And now I must start to think, how can this be addressed? And as we move towards that period of strategy review, it is one and foremost thing that needs to get the front row seat in the new strategy.
And Dr. Bismark, perhaps on a personal level, what have surprised you the most about the Northwest University?
You know, any institution and any organization has got its surprises. What I found here, it's not a big surprise, but I would have expected better for a university. I found, a culture of silos. People work in silos here. Now, we're a huge institution. If you work in silos, there is a big chance of inefficiencies, because you may be spending, duplicating, triplicating, money, resources that you could instead use as one and yield a bigger product. Now we have silos, intra-campus silos, inter-campus silos. Now, that needs to go away. We are one university. We need to break all the silos so that we work as one university. And why did I say this surprised me? A university is a collaborative environment. So you expect more inter-collaboration than people preferring to work in silos. But that has already come up to me, that there's so many silos that needs to be broken down, and we need to then cross-pollinate from this silo to that silo. We cross-pollinate ideas and emerge with a bigger product, a bigger outcome that will be labeled a Northwest University outcome, not a Mafeking campus of the Northwest University outcome. No, we were one university, and one way to make sure and to reinforce that way one university is to break the silos.
So broader integration.
Yes, indeed.
Then to the next question, some of the biggest challenges you have faced?
I must say I have not encountered any bigger challenges yet. I think that is still coming. I am yet to for example, interact very closely with students. I believe, of course, we are going to student elections now, which you never know what can happen out of them. But so far, I think there hasn't been any challenge. It's a good, it was so-called soft landing so far, and perhaps the right time to join the university where it's exams and not too much busy, and you are able to focus in trying to get all your stakeholders. You see, once we are done with this phase of stakeholder consultation, we will then now be focusing on particular themes that we want to program into the strategy. Say, okay, the issue of remuneration, how do we deal with that, and who are which team is going to deal with that, and they must craft a path forward for that task team to say they are going to start here, consult with these ones, all the way to the UMC, to the Senate, and to Council. And then the next team, all those teams must, all those task teams must concentrate on each of the themes, which will then culminate into what you now call the APP. We used to call it the APPY-CAM. I think it's called here what? Still called the APP here also. It must make itself into the annual performance plan of the university so that we begin to implement. So that is the plan.
You've actually touched upon this, but you've got a certain vision for the Northwest University. Can you explain this vision a bit more, and when do you think you'll start rigorously implementing this vision?
Well, I do not intend to explain the vision yet, because I feel quite strongly that the right time to explain the vision is on the 26th of August when we do the inauguration. That is where we'll unveil the vision there. But safe to say that when I leave this university in 5 years, when my tenure ends in 5 years, I want to leave behind a university that is characterized by being obsessed with making social impact. Now, universities traditionally exist to graduate the best students, cum laude, to publish the best papers internationally, to move up the ranks. That is very well and good. The Northwest University has done that quite well over the years. And our goal, my mission, is to see this university rooted firmly into the top 5. That is one thing. But my biggest thing, other than to see the university in the top 5, is to see our programs, our teaching, our research making lasting impact on the societies that we live in. It will never be correct for us to be producing top-notch graduates who are not effecting any change for the better in the society. So everything that we do here must ultimately have a link on how is it going to change the lives of the communities we live in. We need to unleash the potential that we have in all our faculties. The Faculty of Agriculture has a role to play in helping our farmers to guard against food shortages that we're already experiencing because of the war in Ukraine. The Faculty of Economic and Management Sciences has got a big role in government to train our counselors, to train our public servants, to ensure that we have better service delivery by them capacitated to look after the money, the resources that they have been given in a proper manner. We have forensic accounting, a very, very specialized department of forensic accounting. We need to deploy that, as we have already done, to fight corruption, to assist government to fight corruption. All of those things that I'm talking about will result ultimately in positive social impact. That, in a nutshell, is what I want to see from this university.
Thank you, Dr. Bismark. We are confident that the university is in safe hands thanks to your guidance and leadership.